Pause on that for a second. Red hair. Same shade. Same panel of light hitting the same kind of look at me wig install video. 6 weeks after a bar that literally said I'm on these mood board. Coincidence? Nah, that ain't drift. That's downloading. Y'all, what we're about to unpack is one of the wildest cases of public perception self-sabotage I've ever watched in real time. And the kicker is, the woman in the middle of it still thinks she's the one setting the trend. Quick aside before I get into the meat. If y'all rock with the kind of breakdown that actually pulls receipts instead of vibes, tap that like, lock the subscribe, ring the bell. Part 2 of this story is already cooking in the background, and you don't want to miss the moment it goes from messy to messy. Cool. Back in. Here's what happened, in the cleanest version I can give it. Late October into November of this year, Remy Ma, Reminisce Smith, Bronx, mother of the borough, jumps on the big Bronx remix of Ever Since You Left Me, alongside French Montana and Max B. The track gets a Knicks-themed rollout via ESPN and starts running through NBA Finals telecasts in June 2026. Verse goes nuclear. MC Lights in the comments. Jamie Foxx is reposting. The Garden's playing at pregame. And the woman is on screen with that orange-red, black-tipped hair. I went orange with the black tips. I went Fox on a whack chick. Like a flag being planted. Then, 6 weeks later. Claressa Shields posts herself in a stocking cap, getting a wig installed. The wig comes out. It's red. Black tips. Same Fox. Y'all. Who, what, here, when, where, which? Remy Ma, currently the loudest verse in the building, drops her shot on the big Bronx remix in late autumn 2025. The bars don't name Papoose or Claressa Shields directly, but the surgery in exchange for promo. The mood board. The you keep talking numbers, but the numbers ain't adding up. Those are GPS pinned. Allegedly, but the GPS is clean. The video drops with an orange heart in the caption. The Knicks remix gets picked up by ESPN for NBA Finals coverage in June 2026. And in the same window, Shields posts her new hair. Same family of color, same execution, and tells fans, allegedly, that she lives rent-free in Remy's head. Now look at the evidence, actual evidence, not just energy. Let me put the verse on the table, line by line, exactly how it sits. No interpretation yet, just the receipts. Bar 1. This New York City, French, Max B. Remy / always the one. Never the two / I told him find something stupid to play with / he picked you. That's straight from the remix. Okay, that's the I told him find something stupid to play with. He picked you bar that fans clocked immediately as a direct shot at the situation. No subtle rereading required. Bar 2, the cosmetic line that's been getting reposted into oblivion. I'm a mogul B. You getting surgery in exchange for promo. Reported across multiple outlets as the bar most fans assume points to a specific woman who got a high-profile veneer makeover and tagged the dental practice on the way out. That one stings differently. Because if it's not true, it's a clean miss. If it is, it's surgical. Pun fully intended. Bar 3. The one I actually want y'all to live inside for a minute. And why you looking at my shoes for? / I swear to God. I'm on these B mood boards. Read it again. I'm on these B mood boards. Wild. Bar 4. Fresh out the gate from the Connie Diamond record head tap. In case y'all forgot, Remy already had Shields in the chamber. You number 2, and you mad I'm the one B. / it ain't my fault you a dusty and bum B. That's the line Vibe ran with. Bar 5. Off the same energy run. You keep talking numbers, but the numbers ain't adding up / you want to be a baddie, but you're not bad enough. Damn. The wildest part isn't even the bars. It's that one of them was effectively prophecy. Now I sequence. No more re-quoting. Just the choreography. The mood board bar drops. Around that same window, Shields gets booked as a judge for Zeus Network's Baddies Gone Wild Columbia and Bad Boys Columbia auditions, alongside Natalie Nunn and DDG. 6 weeks after the verse, give or take, Shields shows up with the hair. Red. Black tips. The same execution Remy was visually wearing while literally rapping about being copied. That's not me reaching. That's the calendar. And hold on, actually back up. This part is the part. The same announcement panel for those editions already had a judge replaced within a day of the rollout. One day, they posted the lineup, then quietly slid in a "we're not being messy. People just do bad business" note, and kept it moving. So we're talking about a project so structurally clean that they can't even keep a judge panel intact for 24 hours. And that's the platform now adjacent to the boxing brand. Meanwhile, same news cycle. That interview, where Papoose mentioned penning some of Remy's catalog, gets recirculated. Which would be a flex if Remy hadn't just dropped 2 new ones that sound exactly like Remy. Possibly better. So who's writing for her now? Real talk. Because if the ghostwriter ran out the chat group, and the verses keep landing, that's not the kind of math that confirms the original claim. That's the kind of math that quietly nullifies it. Now, Papoose's own bar, the one that's been circulating off the recent studio clip, leans heavy on backdoor imagery, gets repetitive, takes nearly a full minute to lift off, and lands on a catch you and smack you, till my hand turns redlined at the comments, allegedly. Clowned so hard he started thinning them out. I won't quote the whole thing, because honestly y'all heard it. The point is the contrast. One side is on ESPN at the finals. The other side is in a room with a green screen. That's not a beef. That's gravity. I want to zoom in on 3 small things. Not whole songs. Fragments. When Remy posted clips from the visual, the caption, per the breakdown circulating, included an orange heart. Orange. Same shade family as her hair. Same shade family as the line in the verse. I went orange with the black tips. This is a rapper who built a bar around a color, performed it in that color, and captioned the post in that color. Then 6 weeks later, the color migrates. That's not aesthetic. That's annexation in reverse. You don't get to walk into someone's flag and call it your new neighborhood. Allegedly, there's an old clip of Shields getting her teeth done at a practice whose signage is visible in the frame. Not a discreet visit. A whole produced moment with the office name in the background. And that's the receipt that makes the surgery in exchange for promo bar hit different. Because the bar isn't accusing anyone of having work done. Half the industry has work done. The bar is accusing someone of trading it. Big difference. And the dentist clip is the part the prosecution didn't have to introduce. The defense filmed it themselves. I had to read that twice. Then a third time. This one small. Petty even. But it stuck with me. A recent gym clip from Shields, part of the most disciplined year of my life push, shows the Apple Watch with the calorie number partly obscured, hidden, or framed in a way where you can't quite see what's underneath. And the same clip is doing the 1,000 calories burned. Van Cleef on the wrist at the gym thing. Why are you wearing jewelry to spar? That's not boxing camp behavior. That's content camp behavior. There's a difference. Skipping the lyric forensics movement for a second. The music's only half the story here. The visual diary is doing the heavier lifting. Quick, and this part matters. Vibe ran it as a music story. Period. Headline framing was Remy Send Shot. About wax. About the verse. About hip-hop. Clean. Genre lane. Hot 97. Took the same lane and angled it as a rap event. Aims for the top on the Connie Diamond record, which keeps the conflict inside the booth. The griot took a wider angle, relationship and respectability framing, including Remy's quote about offering to pay Papoose's divorce lawyer and naming Shields as the elephant in the room. That headline doesn't read as a rap beef. That reads as an estate situation with witnesses. Yahoo, completely different lane. They covered Remy denying a fabricated viral video that claimed she'd physically fought Shields, which means there's now an entire secondary economy of fake footage being generated around this story. That's a tell. Fake fight videos don't get manufactured for situations the internet thinks are over. Now, Steelman the counter. The strongest version of Claressa didn't copy anybody goes like this. Red is a popular wig color. The timing is fan projection, and Shields' position, that she lives in Remy's head, rent-free, flips the whole framing back on the rapper as the one who's obsessed. That's a real argument. If you're swinging it, swing it hard. But it dies on its own evidence. Because Rent-Free doesn't post a wig install 6 weeks after a mood board bar. Rent-Free doesn't dignify the verse with a matching hairstyle. Rent-Free ignores. What's on display here is the opposite. Receipts, response, replication. Allegedly, sure. But the timeline is what it is. Gear shift. The press is gonna tell you this is a rapper versus boxer story with a man at the center of it. Cute. Easy. sellable. Here's what it actually is. This is the manufactured image versus real self-tension, finally cracking in public. And the pivot point isn't the hair. It isn't even Papoose. It's something quieter. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. What's happening to Claressa Shields right now is the slow collapse of a brand that was built on one thing. I am the most decorated American boxer alive, of any gender, and is being relentlessly retrofitted into a second thing it was never engineered to carry. Lifestyle celebrity, reality TV judging, music drops, glam squad content, light hip-hop fluency, the wigs, the dance clips, the aspirational jewelry. Each individual piece is fine, stacked together, with the boxing schedule going quiet underneath. They form a different person. And that's the part nobody's saying out loud. Pause. Because the lifestyle pivot is fine for a rapper. Remy Ma is on a yacht. She's a rapper. That's the job. Remy's flashing. Job description. Remy's on the speedboat in Miami doing show money. That's literally what the verse just promised. So her aesthetic confirms her resume. But when you flip the lens to Shields, the math goes backwards. A boxer's aesthetic is supposed to contradict the lifestyle, not echo it. Camp, cuts, sleep, diet, discipline so boring it would make a content calendar weep. And then once a year, 2 or 3 nights, all of that compresses into 36 minutes of legitimately operatic violence, and the world watches. What I'm watching now is somebody who wants the rapper's calendar with the boxer's history attached. And those two calendars don't reconcile. They cancel. So when the most disciplined year of my life claim hits the timeline, and within the same week, there's a baddies judging panel, a hair install, a club appearance, a soul food diner clip, a desert spread in LA, a deleted live stream about an ex-friend named Nigeria video roundup, a separate response to another ex-friend, and a confirmed sit on a Zeus reality panel. The discipline claim doesn't survive scrutiny. It doesn't even survive its own posting schedule. And the response to that scrutiny is, allegedly, a burner account loop. Multiple bloggers have reported Shields engaging her own coverage from sock accounts, which is, at minimum, an admission that the I'm not paying attention posture is performance, not policy. A jab drilly. I'm blocking the noise, and here's a 40-minute live about the noise. Cannot both be true. A jab flatter. The opposition will say this is a hater video. It isn't. A hater wouldn't have pulled up the Knicks soundtrack credit. A hater wouldn't grant that the GWAT label was earned. The respect for the boxing resume is the reason the lifestyle pivot stings. If she were mid, none of us would be in this comment section. A jab sympathetic. There's a version of Shield story where Flint kept feeding the work, and the work kept feeding the brand, and the brand never had to compete with a stylist's mood board. That version still wins. A jab absurdist. The Austin Powers shoes deserve their own paragraph. They will not get one. A jab clean. She is not in competition with Remy Ma. She is in competition with a version of herself that signed up for Olympic gold twice and meant it. That woman could be reactivated tomorrow. This other persona. This is a costume that won 3 rounds and is now losing on the cards. A jab quiet. You don't get to call other women bald-headed in one live stream and then post a stocking cap, install in the next. The internet remembers. Allegedly forever. The mainstream read says messy relationship triangle. The honest read says brand identity crisis, with a man stapled to the middle of it. Look forward. Stay forward. The most likely path. By the time the next fight gets officially announced, the lifestyle content goes quiet, not deleted, just quietly throttled. And the team tries to reframe the whole stretch as training arc preparation. Watch how the captions tighten. Watch how the food posts vanish. Watch how the wigs come down half an inch at a time. The opposition's failure here is simple. They get the announcement they've been demanding, and the moment they get it, they have to act like they didn't spend 3 months questioning whether it was coming. The favored side, Remy, on this one, wins by doing nothing. Her side of the calendar already moved on. ESPN is already in the bag. The path that flips the table. The fight gets formally signed against Michaela Mayer, who's publicly described it as the best fight women's boxing has ever seen and confirmed the talks are real. Once that ink hits paper, every single critique in this video evaporates overnight. That's the cheat code Shield still owns. One signed contract, and the conversation rewires. The opposition fails by underestimating how fast a real fight announcement laundered the last 6 months of noise. The favored side wins anyway, because by then the music's already played at 3 more games, and the verse is in the cultural water supply. The aftershock, 5 years out. This is the one nobody's thinking about, so listen close. Don't be shocked when the cultural residue of this moment isn't the hair, or the bar, or the baddie's booking. It's the blueprint. The next generation of athlete-celebrity crossovers will study this exact window the way industry kids studied Iverson's cornrows or Serena's tunnel walks. Specifically, they'll study what not to do, how lifestyle content quietly eats a sport's resume alive when the calendar of competition goes dark. 5 years from now, there will be a documentary about female fighter brand management, and this stretch is in Chapter 3, possibly Chapter 2. The opposition fails by treating it as a tabloid story. It's actually a case study. The favored side, Remy, again, wins because the verse outlives the moment it was written for. Ever Since You Left Me is now a Knicks chant. Knicks chants don't die. One more thing. The part that's gonna age the worst isn't anything anybody said on a record. It isn't the wig. It isn't the Aruba room. It isn't the most disciplined year of my lifeline. It's the orange heart. Because once you've seen the orange heart, you can't unsee it. And that's the kind of detail that ends up tattooed on a story forever. You got the version the headlines won't print. Tap subscribe, hit the bell, and meet me back here when the next move drops. Because trust, the next move is coming, and we're going to be the first to clock it. Let's keep unpacking.